What's up, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be discussing the Chicago Bulls and their recent YouTube video release in relation to an all-access media or training camp, I guess, type of situation. Their first day in training camp. They went out to Nashville, ladies and gentlemen, to begin their training camp. They suggested the reasons why they did so and also what they kind of worked on in that first day. Now, granted, we're 3 days in and there's a lot more updates 3 days in compared to that video, but I kind of wanted to just look at that video as it is public knowledge essentially, and you know, you can feel free to watch the video yourself to kind of gather the things that they've been working on throughout the course of training camp. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls training camp. How well do you think it's going right now, and do you think there can be improvements there? Now, I also wanted to ask a question, and this is for the people that probably watch me every single day. Obviously, the Bucks game is coming very, very soon. The Bulls and the Bucks game, for me, is October 9th at 4 a.m. But regardless of what time it is, what, you know, technical date it is, I did want to ask, if I was to live stream a watch-along of that game, in the sense that I go live when the game is on, I watch the game. Obviously, I won't show the game on the camera, but essentially, I'll be watching the game, or you guys watch the game as well in preseason. Would you guys like that to happen? Again, I don't feel like it's necessary to do if people are not going to watch it. It's something, again, at 4 a.m., I'm probably just going to watch it in my bed if people don't want to watch it, you know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, if people actually want to see that, want to communicate with me while the game is on, you know, react to Zach LaVine doing a posterizing dunk, or react to some of the young guys coming into the game, whatever the case may be, if you guys want to see that and want to discuss things with me while the game is on, I've done it in the past over on Twitch, but since I can do it on YouTube now, I'll try my best to do it on YouTube. Let me know in the comments below if that's what you want to see. But let's talk about training camp now. Obviously, you know, you kind of saw in that video, by the way, the Chicago Bulls released this video on their own YouTube channel, so check it out. It is, you know, very, very interesting and intellectual in terms of what they're going through in terms of the training camp. But it went from, obviously, giving us a reason why they're going to Nashville, essentially taking away all distractions, trying to focus on coming together as a team and playing together as a team. I think DeMar said at one point in that video, we're going to be spending more time with each other over the course of this training camp and regular season period than we do with family members and stuff like that. So they basically have to become family in many ways when they step foot on the court with each other. So it's an interesting thought, an interesting mindset. And again, look, if it works, then there's not going to be any complaints there. I think if we go to Nashville and there's still distractions, people are still not taking training camp seriously, and then they come back to Chicago to complete their training camp, and you're seeing a lot of negative things toward the Chicago Bulls from the very beginning, then clearly training camp did not necessarily work out very well. But if we come in, mindset is clear, we have a clear vision, clear identity, clear structure of play, and we try every single day to improve upon that, I would say training camp would have been a success. They mentioned how much team chemistry comes into the situation. Andre Drummond talked about it. He said you have your star players, you have your role players, you have your bench warmers, but it's important when everybody can come together and build that chemistry. That's how you get winning basketball. Of course, if chemistry makes the world of difference. Again, if you're a team with no chemistry, doesn't matter how good you are on the court. If you can't communicate, you can't rotate, you can't find ways to communicate with each other in ways that will actually drive each other forward, then you're never going to win any game, regardless of the level that you're at. So, again, very, very positive mindset there, and I hope that they are building that chemistry. They also said in the video that they're working on transition defense. Apparently, transition offense is 60% of the game at this point in time in the NBA. You know, 60% success rate, I guess you could say, while half-court offense is a little bit lower in percentage. I think that's what they said. Regardless of that fact, they focus on transition defense. They focus about how to get into transition defense, and that could potentially lead to transition offense as well if they're able to, you know, get the steals and the deflections. They mentioned really positive things about Torrey Craig and Jevon Carter as well. Jevon Carter has a little bit of that D Rose in him, if you know what I mean, when it comes to answering these questions. Someone asked him why Chicago, and he gave a very D Rose answer. He just said, why not? You know, it's very similar to when people asked why should Derrick Rose win the MVP, he said, why not? You know what I mean? Very Chicago type thing, I guess that is, you know, why not Chicago? You know, and then he obviously gave a more in-depth answer afterwards, but he's already becoming a fan favorite without even actually playing a game for the Bulls right now. That's what I truly feel towards Jevon Carter. But that was pretty much the whole Media Day video. Now, I know from obviously other people's videos and looking at social media, the Bulls are working on a lot of defensive structures and a lot of attacking the paint structures, which is basically what they said they were going to do in Media Day, which is fantastic. And it looks like they're sticking to that word. But again, I think for the casual Bulls fan, whether you want to take a look at what they're working at or not, you're going to see exactly what they're trying to work on in preseason games. You see training camp. Training camp is so important because it sets the identity, right? But for Bulls fans, it gives us the opportunity to see the identity firsthand once we see preseason. I'm not coming into preseason, especially against Milwaukee, expecting us to win by 50 points, you know? And all of a sudden, hey, we're a championship team now. You know what I mean? Preseason's not really about the wins and the losses. Of course, you'd love to win, especially against Milwaukee, you know? They're a rival team. You always want to beat Milwaukee no matter what stage it is. But it's important for the fact that you're going to be setting your identity there. And that can show the level of consistency of your identity going forward. I think one of the biggest problems for the Bulls is that our identity changed from game to game. One game we could be moving the ball really, really well. Everybody getting involved, everybody scoring, everybody touching the ball. We're making a lot of our threes, and it's just a crazy good offensive night filled with defensive identity as well, because I don't think we lost any of our defensive identity. But then the next game, it's Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan pick and roll shooting, isolation plays in hero ball. So clearly an offensive identity is what we need to find, right? And that's where you're going to probably see the consistency of the Chicago Bulls. How consistent can you find your identity on this team? Or how consistent is your identity, I guess you could say. So that's kind of my thoughts on the training camp thus far. Again, I can't tell you exactly what they're working on and all that. I'm not really the in-the-know type of guy. I'm sure it's all around social media if you guys want to find it yourself. But that's all I really got to say. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to drop a like, subscribe wherever you're watching this from, follow as well if you're watching not from YouTube, and I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Again, if you want me to start live streaming the watch-alongs on YouTube whenever I'm available to do so, I can't promise every single game, 82 games, I'll be able to do it, but for the games I'm available and can live stream watch-alongs, would you like to see that? Would you tune in to see that? Because, you know, I most definitely can stream the game watch-along, whatever it's called, with no people watching, and I can be fine doing that. But I'd rather obviously have people there and people chatting with me and stuff like that. It would be a lot easier to do, but it is what it is. If you guys don't want to see it, then I won't do it. And it's really up to you guys, essentially. So have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.